Oh, it's recording. Hi, I'm Cell. My thing on here is Freight Chip. I go by Cell. I'm going to try to read from the greatest book ever written right now. If YouTube has decided to stop being such a little fucking cunt. You know, it's iffy. Probably just jinxed it right there. Okay, I'm going to start. Let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, greatest book ever written. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Okay, it's my copy's all beaten to hell because I've had it for 9 years and I've read it like 17 times. Okay, Chapter 1. The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. They were the last people you would expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, though he did have a very large moustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful, as she spent most of her time craning over garden fences spying on the neighbors. I'm sorry, I've tried this so many times that I have like the first page practically memorized. Anyway, the Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion there was no finer a boy anywhere. No. The Dursleys had everything they ever wanted, but they also had a secret. Their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it. Turn the page. They didn't think that they could bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Mrs. Potter was Mrs. Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met in several years. In fact, Mrs. Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister because her sister and her good-for-nothing husband were the most were as undursley-ish as it was possible to be. Say that 3 times fast. Undursley-ish, see, it doesn't work. The Dursley shuddered to think of what the neighbors would say if the Potters arrived in the street. I just lost my place, and I'm staring blankly. Okay, here we go. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son, too, but they had never seen him. This boy was another reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with a child like that. Dun dun dun! Let's see if it worked.